Stand for pledge of allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Here.
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 Here. Here. Here. And this meeting is the public hearing portion for the budget. So I accept the motion to approve the agenda. February 13th, public hearing as presented.
I'll make that motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Motion by Bodley, second by Chapman. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. So we're here tonight to discuss our 2014-15 year budget. So, anybody have any questions concerning anything?
Since I haven't had a chance to go over it since I just got back, I'm sorry I can't comment yet until I read it.
Well, just to clarify, we went over it pretty good at the last meeting, so everybody knows, really no changes to it, and so it is the same, so.
It is?
Yep. So there are probably the corrections that were supposed to be with the campground. I didn't even look at that, but I'm sure she corrected it. The campground salaries that weren't from there.
What is this one here? The difference in this one here?
And that is the 1.5% for everybody.
Oh.
That we, if we pass the budget, would approve a 1.5% increase for everybody.
It just seems like it's double. But is this just what's spent?
No, in that one, Lela, that's up in 101, the clerk salaries is what she's looking at.
Okay.
Rachel is contracted at $25,000 a year, so that's why that's at this. In the previous years, Pat took less salaries to have the option of the benefits, the
Okay.
healthcare. So there really wasn't much of an increase to that at all.
Okay.
So now,
All right.
that's where that is.
I see, I understand, okay. I just looking at it, didn't get a chance, so, okay.
I'm trudging through the line item part here. Is the DDA a line item or is that somewhere else?
The
Where
DDA
their
is a
budget would be?
fund of its own right now. They would be on page, like 3 pages from the back, or maybe about 5. It's 248-580-8180.
248?
Yep. It's right after the. Oh, okay, you don't have a breakdown of the line item?
I'm
Or-
printed it off the internet.
Okay, yep, then it would be right after local street, it should, I believe.
There's no page numbers and I got them mixed up. Just a second. Oh, I see it right here.
48.
Thanks, Walt. Wait for the end. Got it.
It's the same as the campground is now a 508, which is right after. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hoping what next month. Then they want to get signed in March, so.
I think, but whatever we decide to do. That's just the way it works.
Okay,
We
thanks,
decide to release the funds.
yeah.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
So we're hoping early.
Yeah.
Last year was early.
Okay.
Anybody have any questions on the budget? Really? Not rushing you.
No,
No.
if I do later, I'll complain.
You ordered the complaint department, sorry.
It wouldn't do me good, but
Is the education and training, that's 400 for the whole year?
In which,
101,960,
in which fund, Miss?
101,9600 out of the general fund? Is there another place that there's education and training too?
Well, it would depend on which department, because the police department has an education and training.
So this $400 would be for you guys?
If
You
you
want to go
If
take
it
a
falls
class, or-
in that area with.
Yeah, right on the front?
yeah,
Yeah,
it's the
that
first.
refers to just. the
Only
company.
$400 for the whole year?
Yeah. Hey, education and training counts as 400. Another 100 president, so there's 500 for the council, actually. Nobody knows.
And things like the website maintenance, is that's a yearly contract, where do I see that on here?
You
Is that
don't.
under general fund?
It'd be under contract services.
Well, it would be under contract services if we were doing it.
Because we were at 7166 and now we're going down to 3,000?
Bring the amount from, Lela. Yes, what we truly spent last year was 4,300. That's what we're estimating for the year end.
Contracted services,
Yep.
I assume.
I see, okay. All right, so going down 1,300 bucks?
Yes. So that's what we're doing more of that in-house now, right?
Yes.
We're
that's
up
right.
on it, and take care of it in our own office, some of it.
Our police salaries, did that, I don't know, there's no heading at the top, so I can't see what years, what,
Okay.
so I'm looking at this and it looks like we've gone down 400 bucks in police salaries?
The line, probably on yours, the line farthest to the right is your proposed budget. That's what we're looking, should be in a bold print.
Yep.
That would be what we're proposing. I have to come back myself. One line to the left is an estimated year end. That's not an exact number, it's kind of computer generated. Some of it Rachael worked on to bring as close as she could, but the computer generates that number from, for us off of months in service already.
No, the computer does not generate that number. Rachel and I generated it.
Oh, you guys did all that?
But
this
if we
year?
have to put a
Okay.
projected year end, we're not there yet. Our year doesn't end until the end of February, so you look at where you're at up to date, and then you take a real educated guess on how much more you're gonna spend in the next month, because we prepared this a couple weeks ago.
So like no COLA or anything for, no cost of living allowance
They
increase?
got a
for
1.5%
those guys, or-
pay raise.
Pardon?
They got a 1.5% pay raise.
1.5%. Okay.
That's what's proposed in this budget in their salaries. I guess I didn't realize you guys went through and redid most of them numbers.
Oh, yeah.
For that, I mean, I knew you guys worked at some, but not that much.
Computer does crazy things. It just projects it, that's happening 10 months in a row, it's gonna happen 2 more, like the campground shut down, but the computer would project to keep spending that much every month. That's just the way it's set up, so we ignore the computer generated number.
And no legal fees? Really?
Yeah, $6,000.
I'm looking at 101, 260, 80, 30.
260.
What's this?
No legal fees
No,
in
there's
the-
no page numbers, I see them in a different place
Okay,
here.
see, that would be legal fees in the clerk's office, we do
Right,
legal fees
right.
for the whole, as a whole,
Right.
further down
My
in the
pages-
101.
My pages are mixed up.
No, that's fine, it's a 101,850
Okay.
is where the legal fees show.
What we spent this year?
No.
This counts.
This is what we budgeted
Budget. Oh, okay.
last year for it.
And we only
This is
spent-
what we're proposed year end, and this is what we're proposing to spend this year.
How much have we spent on that, legal fees so far?
You know, we're figuring by the end of the month, 6,000, so we're probably,
Right, right, okay.
we're right there.
Well, I'm sorry, what number was that again? I'm lost.
On legal
101?
fees?
Yeah.
101,850.
It's the very last.
Oh, there it is, I see it, okay.
Page.
Okay, thanks.
most of them, it's retirement and workman's comp. Do you know what that is? On the left-hand side of some of these, there's stars. And it looks like,
Those are just notes for me.
okay, I was gonna say, it looks like retirement, workman's comp, and unemployment. Okay. Well, I thought that too, but like the DDA and the, probably showing them that.
That's because it all needs to be done.
Okay.
She's got it under control.
Those are my
She likes doing it.
Good at it. What might help a little bit too, when you do these sheets like this, if you numbered the sheets, it would be easier if somebody's looking it up. Just give them the page number and you can find it. I'd appreciate that. Oh,
Well, on yours are in order.
yeah, oh yeah, they're in order, all right.
I made pretty little books for you guys.
They are rather attractive.
They are, you did a good job.
That's cool. If Rachel did it the way it was done, which I'm sure she did, because I'm giving you evil eye. Where's the camera? I think,
Or salad.
should be salad.
Or salad.
I'm shutting off for some reason. No, I shut everything down. Yeah. precinct, right.
So it should be 15. We will, but the whole money.
Yeah. So we'll do it again next year. No, but revenue will be good enough.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Looking at that, we're even with what we're doing so far without bringing in any more, we still got 3,150. So that for this year. So we know that share that music? Okay. Is it a major street? What was it? That way over before?
Well, it did.
Did it not get hit the roof? Sure. Why is that one still? Does it reflect back into the account?
Didn't have a picture, so we should have done it.
Here's another one, sewer fund, purchase services, Oh, that's right, and then there was doors and stuff, yeah.
That's wrong. It's water. Everybody, any questions? Any more public comment? Everybody had time to look it over? And at this point, we will close public comment period on the budget. Any more discussion by the board? I will accept the motion to adjourn the public hearing. Motion by Chapman. Second by Thier. All in favor? Aye. This hearing is closed. Thank you. We'll call the regular meeting of the village council to order at 7:25. No, I don't think we will. Roll call, all are present. I accept the motion to approve the agenda, February 13th as presented.
I'll make that motion.
Support.
I'd like to make some changes to it before we approve the agenda. Under new business, I'd like to move, first let's go into action items. I'd like to add an action item E, appoint Melissa Zelenak to Planning Commission. Item F, I'd like to add approve an event permit.
Approved event permit?
Yes. I would like to add item G, to approve the water ordinance. I'd like to add item I, to approve the water resolution.
How about H?
H, I'm sorry, H, approve water resolution. It's been a long time since
Yeah.
I've been in high school. H,
Okay.
okay, and Item I, to approve the Main Street Program Resolution.
Ken, what was that?
I is approve Main Street Program Resolution. And then at the same time, I'd like to delete items B and C under new business, and move them into action items. And then I would accept the motion to approve the agenda as amended.
I make that motion.
Motion by Batterbee,
Supported.
second by Clark. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Passes. I accept the motion to approve the minutes of the January 9th, 2013 regular board meeting.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Bodley,
Second.
second by Batterbee. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Any public comment?
Hi. First of all, I would like to thank Tyler for his energy and effort that he has put into this fishing tournament, and Patty Hill for representing the chamber on this. I think that both of them have done an outstanding job, and I appreciate them, and the chamber does very much. Second of all, I'd like to thank Sam for all his efforts on keeping the sidewalks and the streets in the downtown area. He has done a tremendous job, and his crew. Third, I would like to thank Scott for his effort regarding the closing of the street for the car show and our plan that we have come up with, and I appreciate his support very much. So the Central Lake Chamber wants to thank those people.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Patty.
That's what my comment was. Oh, are you done?
I'm done.
Okay, because I was going to make a public comment as well, and it was going to cover some of the same things. I just wanted to say thanks to Rob and to the village and the DPW for working with us on the first, hopefully not last, annual Central Lake Chili Festival and Fishing Tournament. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I brought some flyers and also a chamber event form we've been working on for in-house, so that if you have ideas for events or something, you can submit that from our website. There's samples here, you guys can take a look. Then, particularly I wanted to thank Sam in advance for winterizing and unwinterizing the pavilion and getting the electric going and the bathrooms going, and also agreeing to pile up a few tons of clean snow for the snow sculpture. We have a local, kind of a locally famous snow sculptor from Eastport who's going to be doing a pretty large size fish sculpture. He's going to do one large muskie along with a walleye and a perch, and I think it looks like the final finish on the sculpture is going to be a community event, so maybe a hands-on thing. So while the fishing tournament is going on Intermediate Lake, on shore we're going to have warming barrels supplied by Brownwood and firewood from Bill and Buckman, I guess, and some music and family games and activities going on the shoreline at Thurston Park, and we're really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be fun. I've enjoyed planning this with everybody. If you have any questions or ideas, give me a call. My number's on the chamber website, or I think Rob's number's on all the flyers. That's it. Thanks.
Thank you, Patty.
Thank you.
I have one question. Do children have to pay that $10 fee also?
No, that's strictly for the fishing tournament.
Okay.
All of the activities at the park will be free.
Oh, okay, all right, thank you.
Mhm.
Any other public comment?
Thank you, Sam.
Yeah.
That's white, clean snow.
And a lot of it was. I don't know, I've been trying to envision it, 3 foot
Oh,
by
yellow
6 foot by
snow.
24 foot piles of snow.
Nothing ever changes. I'll say thank you and then a lot more.
But I think it's really an opportunity for Central Lake to look really good. I think that, just the size of that snow sculpture ought to be
You'll be able
bringing
to
in a
see it
little
all
bit
the
of
way from
attention.
the other side of the lake.
Yeah.
Good, love it. And yeah, thanks, and really, DPW works hard at keeping the snow out of town, so. Sometimes they wake me up too early in the morning. Okay, police report, Scott?
Thank you. Hopefully everybody get a chance to look over the report. Kind of a busy month. We spent a lot of time, again, finishing up some year ends and year beginnings paperwork. Spent a lot of time on surveillance. We had some issues with some cars being broken into, and I think we solved that problem. Hopefully anything past this point. Some training. And then we worked, Sam helped me out quite a bit with the car show permit, and we got that pretty much ready to roll. You guys will see that a little bit later on, all it needs is a signature at this point. So, was able to meet with Suzi, and we came to a great resolution as far as getting traffic closed down. I think it's gonna be, actually, she did a better job than what I would've came up with as far as the safety aspect of it, so congratulations to Suzi, and I appreciate that. It'll make my job a lot easier come that time, so. Nothing else to make here?
Questions for Scott? Thanks, Scott.
Thank you.
Dan, DPW?
Yeah, everybody should have a copy of my operations. Lots of snow, they've been plowing the heck out of that. I got a lot of, you'll notice on this report, we hauled the snow piles out twice, which is extremely unusual. And down here, you'll notice we've had 21 complaints about frozen water lines. Well, in the last 2 days, we've had 6 more come in with a frozen wastewater line, which is unheard of. But it is froze. We found that out today. To date, we have 1 home without water, and we're gonna work on that one tomorrow to try to get them some kind of water, temporary water supply. And we have just 60 hours of overtime. Any questions? Wonderful. It's big and long, you know. What we knew it would be, an extended cab with an 8-foot box. Once they learn to drive it, they're gonna love it, they said.
I haven't had a chance to see it yet, but I heard it looks really good with the boxes and everything.
All the boxes are in, all the tools are in, running nice, good fuel. Right now, I think they're running 17 miles a gallon with it,
Wow.
which is extremely good for a round.
Yes.
And my truck actually popped back up 12 miles to the gallon, the 3/4 ton.
Is that because you took the plow off?
No, just as it breaks in, I'm gaining the fuel mileage back. Any questions?
Keep running water, right?
Keep running
Yeah,
water.
run everybody.
Keep running
Keep
water.
running water.
The DPW will put public notice out on Facebook and on the radio when people can start shutting the water off.
Let it run. And they have a garden hose.
What I found is a lot of people,
9 and 10 these days.
a lot of people, when the sun comes out, they go, oh, the sun's out, I can turn my water off. That's what drives frost in the ground. And they started really freezing up when the sun comes out.
24/7.
24/7.
So probably April or later. It could be a month. Oh, what do you? Yeah.
The county will let you know when the frost laws come off, that's when you can stop the water.
A long while yet.
Yep.
Okay. Any questions for Sam? Thank you, Sam.
Thank you.
Correspondence. I have just a few small ones. Joe Renner wondered about the fire hydrants. They're being cleaned out. They had been cleaned out. They got plowed in again by the way the DPW's
It's on the list. Yep.
taken care of. Flags are on them, so that was asked and taken care of. He had some questions about blight that were about the meeting. They were just simply asked and I answered, so. The other correspondence I have was from the MML letting us know that once again there will be a money refunded within the workman compensation fund because apparently a lot of DPWs like ours are careful and don't have claims. So when they don't, they refund the excess from the fund. So once again, I don't know how much, you know, the total will be 2.7 million returned to members. So how much we'll get will, you know, but it's something, so at least they do reward them for staying safe. So that was good news. Other than that, I have no other correspondence. We can move on to committee reports. Rob?
Just reiterating what Sam said, our budget for January was over budget, obviously, just because of the amount of snow we had and the volume of it. And the snow weather events we did have. Anything above 2 inches, we have to plow the streets and the sidewalks, so we started accumulating overtime. But now, February thus far, what do you have, 7 hours of overtime?
Something like that, that's all we got. Yeah.
So hopefully in the end, it all evens out. And that's, we're just keeping a close eye on that. That's it.
Any questions for Rob? Thank you, Rob. Denise?
The only thing I have was concerning the running our water all the time. Sam, did you say that we're posting a notice? Like, are we gonna post something in the paper or something?
We have notified all the radio and television
Okay.
stations, we've Facebooked,
I know about
and
Facebook.
word of mouth, I know.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to do.
Can we post something in the paper? Would it be
It
that-
was in the review today's.
Was it?
Yeah, it was in
Okay.
today's report.
About 9 and 10, so, I mean, I know
Okay.
there's people that won't see it, but I don't know
Right.
what else is posted around town.
Common sense should tell you what to do.
Yeah, but some people don't.
Are they concentrated anywhere, the frozen lines? Is it like a certain?
Yeah, the village of Central Lake area.
Michigan.
How's that for an answer?
So there's no concentrated area, it's just.
Rob, I got one line I know is 6 foot deep because we repaired it and it's froze.
Okay.
And I know that for a fact.
Their generator, their arc welder down.
Pardon?
I seen Bel Air towing their big arc welder
I
around.
also see the city of Grayling the other day burn a house down.
We won't be doing that. As a matter of fact, our insurance company's even said you do not do that.
I hook people up to garden hoses and I tell them, do not drink your water, I have to tell you that by law. Other than that, use your water for everything you can do.
Yep.
Okay.
Let it run.
Municipalities that still try to farm out that way.
I will not do it.
So is that just in town or,
Anybody that's hooked to the Central Lake Village water system.
okay.
That's all I had for Sam. Thanks.
Thanks, Denise. Bill, law enforcement?
A couple of things, yearly performance evaluations for 2013 have been completed and reviewed and they've been signed and filed. And again, if any of the board members want to review them, they can see Scott and we make them available. Training throughout the month for Bob, get him on the right path and started out good. The one patrol car was down for a couple of days there with the new radiator that was put in, it went bad. They got a new one in it. It's back up and going. And vacation hours have been used up prior to the end of the year. That's all I have.
Questions for Bill? Thank you, Bill. Rob, communication?
I was gonna wait until old business on C to discuss the cameras.
Okay.
See,
Joe?
Mr. Bedell left too, so.
Any questions for Rob? Thanks, Rob. Joe, finance personnel?
Not much, we worked on the budget a lot, we looked at the revenue and expenditure coming to the year end, discussed quite a bit the run water advisory, and what we were gonna do for that. The village is going to accept any responsibilities above the average billing for this quarter while they're doing it. Other than that, in finance personnel, that's all I've got.
Any questions? Thank you, Joe. Lela, parks?
Nothing to report on parks because of the weather, of course, but nevertheless, I think Rachael has done a good job of taking in reservations for this summer. We have several for July, some for August, June, May, but May not in July. She's done a good job.
You're leaving that open.
I don't know.
Plan their vacation.
Yeah, it's quite a dollar amount that came in.
84 reservations.
Was it
so
84?
far.
I didn't count. 84.
Really?
Yeah,
it's-
Wow,
it's
that's
been real
huge.
well. It's been real good.
That's almost
yeah, she's done a good job. Thank you.
84, that's almost.
That's about all I can tell
I
you.
was gonna say, well, that's gotta be 10% of our bookings. They're online, off-season, and 10%.
It's great, real well.
Wow.
So that's real well. I have nothing to report that we won't cover later. So, I'll have that. Thank you, Lela. Okay, I would accept the motion to approve bills in the amount, prepaid in the amount of $14,384.01. Payroll in the amount of $5,866.76. Payables in the amount of $40,873.85. for total approved bills of $61,124.62.
Make the motion, pay the bills.
Motion approved. Chapman? Second by Bodley. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Batterbee?
Yes.
Walt?
Yes.
Chapman?
Yes.
Clark?
Yes.
Thier? Tyler?
Yes.
Kruse?
Yes. We will move on to new business. Item A is discuss health insurance. As everybody knows, the Affordable Care Act is now, it's here. So it took, I didn't guess how many hours we have in trying to sort through what's there, the options. We got a price back from Kathy Patton on keeping our existing policy. Last year, we spent approximately $42,000 on group health insurance. That number this year would go up to $49,000. Yeah. So that one will go up $7,000 if we keep the existing policy. Okay. The second page is what Kathy did as a recommendation to keep costs down. That's another group policy. $38,000, but it also, the deductible's a little lower, the out-of-pocket's a little lower, but it's 20% copay. So that's another one to look at, and then I passed out to Scott, Sam, and Steve, and Jeff. Like, I don't even know the right word for it. There was a company that took an average of what they predicted they could buy insurance in the marketplace for, so they can look at those numbers too. And just ask them to look at it for a month and come back and tell us what they think, because I'm telling you, it's a lot to do. But next month, we will have to decide, because if our decision was, or their decision was, they would rather go out on their own in the marketplace and buy insurance because they feel they can do it at a better price or better insurance or whatever reason, that has to be done by March 31st. That's the end of open enrollment. So in March's meeting, we will have to make a decision on what we're going to do. So, any questions on that at all? I mean, you guys have any questions, call, you know, I got you, call an insurance agent, they can give you some advice on the marketplace.
I spent some time today with Kathy Patton, New Star Agency, going over some of this stuff and some others. Well, she wasn't a big opponent of the marketplace. She definitely said that if anybody wanted to talk to her, stop in. If we wanted to set up a meeting to have her come in and do something with the guys to explain stuff with them. So she was helpful in that area. And I believe she is looking at getting us one more quote yet. I didn't know she's not. That's,
How many, and who's the insurance for, the DPW?
Scott.
How many employees altogether?
4. The 3 DPW and Scott.
What about Don?
That's a whole separate, we pay, we agreed years ago, we pay him $4,000 a year, and he purchases his own insurance.
Okay, all right. I didn't know if that affected him or not.
No, but it may at some point, you know, but that's, he goes out and buys his own.
Okay.
I wish I had more answers. It's, any other questions on it? We'll really seriously look at it, because I'm saying next month, we are gonna make a decision.
I'd really like to hear some input from the employees on it to see what they got.
Well, I was gonna ask and encourage everybody to stop down and see each one of us and let us have a say.
Oh, absolutely, that's what.
Get our opinion on it.
We definitely want to hear. Yep. Like I said, if you feel there's a better way to get insurance, what the problem is now, it varies from every employee once you go into the marketplace.
Actually, we found out one of the plans on the marketplace is for me and my wife and our situation is actually better than what we have right now, I think. But there's push-offs there too, both ways, keep that in mind, so, to save for less money.
The only thing that can happen, so I understand, if you were to decide that you all wanted to go out and buy your own insurance in the private marketplace, we cannot refund insurance. can't shop in the marketplace, but your employer reimburses your insurance premiums as of now.
How, when you say reimbursed insurance?
So, we couldn't say, go out and buy insurance you want in the marketplace and we'll reimburse your premiums. We can't do it.
But you can pick it.
No, we cannot pick your insurance in the private market.
If you go to the marketplace, we can't have any part of it. But we can't have any part of it.
If you decide you would rather come to us and say, we would rather have X number of dollars in lieu of insurance, then I guess we discuss it up here. That's what it comes down to, right?
That's fair.
Other companies,
That's good
what I'm
answer,
saying
like you
is,
said.
we cannot,
I know what he's trying
we
to
can't have
say.
any control over you buying insurance
That's fine.
in the marketplace. In no way. So that's what I'm saying, you look at it, you see what's best for you, Scott will see what's best for him, and we'll all hopefully talk about what to do the next month.
Sounds great.
And come up with a,
Remember too, that if, when it comes to the group, coverage rate, we start getting a couple people that don't want the group and they'd rather be out on their own, but then the other, there's, at a certain point, we'll lose the ability to even do a group
we're
too.
probably almost at the minimum number now. With four, I doubt they're gonna let you have a group, if two of them opt out, they're not gonna sell you group insurance for two, it would be my guess. So my opinion is, we do one or the other, whatever we do, we're in it all the way together.
Oh, it's one or all.
That's,
Yeah. It's not at all.
Rachel, do you have copies of those two? I don't have one.
oh,
Can you get a copy for me? Not right
here,
this
Lynn, here, you can have these.
Oh.
right
Like I
here.
said, I
That was my fault, Leo, because I
got a
didn't
lot
believe you were
of
back.
the other
You're
way.
still on your cruise, I really did. I said,
That's
leave them
all
right
right.
here.
That's all right.
See, the other thing, you don't know if the cost is gonna increase.
I just went through
You're
everything.
guaranteed
I made
that
darn
every
sure.
year.
1 year.
Price.
Right. It's only your price.
You know, I might have put them in
How
my
much is it gonna go up the next year?
Our group health insurance, our group policy went
Yeah,
up
okay.
17%, I say, won't raise for 8 years. Well, it's anybody's guess what's gonna happen next year, I mean, everybody's guessing. Insurance companies think are guessing on what they're gonna do next year. So, all we can do is the best we can do right now today for the next year. Not everyone else they can expect us to do, so. Look it over, pull your hair out.
Again, I'd encourage you to talk to your agent you have now, or another agent if you're more comfortable with it, or whatever, but, yeah, look it over.
Yeah, I'll answer anything I can if you ask me, I've looked into it quite a bit, and I'm more than happy to answer what I know, but that's all I can do.
And I want to tell Ken, thank you very much for working on this, because I know he's put tons and tons and tons of hours into this.
I'll bet he's got 80 hours.
I have talked to him so much about this, and I know how much he's been working on it.
Sam, you'll relay to the guys to
Yep.
research it, and any questions come to.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you. That closes new business. Action item. To approve the closing of Main Street for the car show on June 14th. I have it, yep, I have this, you probably all have you have the map? Yep. Did you get this copied up?
No, we don't have.
The printer was acting up again today, right?
You can, it's officially the other one.
This is. This one?
That's the one we gotta send to the state.
Oh, which one makes more sense if I pass it down the line?
Send over the other one.
This one.
Send
Susie's
the other
makes
one.
more sense probably, but
Okay.
But
Just
that's
so
what
open it up an hour
$10.
ago.
just so that they
Just so everybody
know,
looks, that's what they're asking.
it goes to NDOT
Yeah.
on the official one, but it's a duplicate copy of what Susie proposed.
The blue area is closed, right, the yellow is here, that was seen from here.
Basically, it's gonna be the same as it was last
Nope.
time we did 2 years ago.
The 2 blocks downtown.
Just 2 blocks down that one?
From Old State.
In the past, we probably closed all the way from Cedar down to Baylor. This
Yeah.
time it's only about a little over 1,000 feet that we're closing.
Oh.
I'll show you that.
And it's not as much as the east-west street, so.
And you have the resolution, right?
Close to where
Cedar to State Road, just on Main Street, and then a couple of the side streets, but,
and then where are you gonna detour?
up Cedar, Howard, and back down State.
Cedar, Chestnut to State.
What's that?
Cedar, Chestnut to State.
Basically, behind Loop 43.
The blue area is the area that you
That basically copied what Suzi gave you.
Yep. And then Sam printed the resolution
We're
out,
not
and
utilizing,
him and Scott have done all the work on it, so all I have to do is sign it if we
And
approve.
they're gonna bypass it up here.
Right.
We've been through this many times before, right, Sam? This is just a formality.
This is just formality for MDOT.
The resolution they print out from DOT to sign.
Realistically, it's about half the size of what it was a couple years ago.
That's good.
Bill, I just wanted to let you know that, your area will be just for you, your business. You're in your parking area there to get in and be able to get out.
Oh, okay, well, normally I just take the records out,
That's
park them
okay.
at the house, and if I need them, I go back and forth there.
That's okay. We got it covered.
You need a motion to
I
pass
would
it.
accept the motion allowing me to sign this resolution on the streets.
Go ahead, I'll make it.
You make it, I'll
Yeah,
second.
all right, I'll make the motion.
Motion by Clark, second by Batterbee. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Stop.
It's
I'm
like-
not gonna fight it.
Bye. Okay.
Well, I think it's your name to that.
I'm not fighting that.
Item B is to approve the budget, and as part of approving the budget, we also approve the General Appropriations Act. So first, I would accept a motion to approve the 2014-2015 budget as presented.
I will make that motion to approve the budget as presented.
Motion by
Second.
Bodley, second by Chapman. Let's do a roll call on that, Rachel.
Batterbee,
Yes.
Bodley,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Thier,
Yes.
Lela.
Yes.
Yes. And the second one, which is that we also need a motion to approve the General Appropriations Act, which is the part of the budget.
And I would also make that motion to approve the General Appropriations Act as presented.
Motion by Bodley, second by Thier. Roll call, please.
Batterbee,
Yes.
Bodley,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Thier,
Yes.
Lela.
Yes.
Kruse.
Yes. Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Joe, Rachel, everybody.
Thank
Scott,
everybody that
Sam,
worked on it. Sam
everybody.
did a lot of work.
I'm glad that was behind us. Item C is to approve the sign ordinance after quite a few months of going back and forth. Am I the only one that's not gonna have a copy?
I have
Planning
two.
Commission.
I have two.
Oh, can I have one?
Yeah.
The planning commission finally held a public hearing last night and approved sending this to village council for approval. So the public hearing's been held, and it's up to us now to approve it, and we have to publish it in the paper. So truly changed, what really changed on the backside of the first page, section 2, you'll see it in bold. B, C, and D were under 2. It used to say maximum size of sign per side, that was changed to sign surface, so it doesn't account for all the structure that we need to support the sign and everything. So then it's really truly intended. And then B, C, and D were added. That's right, Meg, right? That's all,
Correct.
that's all that was changed there.
Correct.
How's that play? Gas station gas, billboards, lights that cover your prices, signs.
They're freestanding, if you look in the definition, it's all different ones. First you sign the caption of the building. And then the definitions of this, they look at it, they're freestanding signs or something like that. There's cases I know we were getting variances, we're gonna have to stand, you know, within our town changes. But it will be, I'm sure the signs will be one that will be great variances on from time to time. You know, when you think of buildings like that, insurance, especially the village market. You know what I mean? The one big thing they changed too, though, was signs per building face, so that, like the corner bar
Mm-hmm.
truly gets double, which they should. They have two
Streets.
streets, two faces. So it seemed, it took a long time, went back and forth quite a bit, because there's no way you're gonna write one that truly covers every business in town, so that will have to be dealt with through variances, in my opinion.
On H, you know, sometimes in garage sales, like that bills
Oh.
on the telephone pole, they just get out of line.
I hate them.
And they hang there and they're wilting in the rain and they look like,
I think
Oh,
there should be a limit on how long they can stay out.
I mean, if they got 4 or 5 of them up there, just gotta have the right to go take them down.
I would say that's something we will cover under blight, right? We'll talk about blight in another couple of
Oh,
weeks.
okay.
You know what I mean? That's really
You know,
like-
you-
Gotta
Those signs
have-
left it, and it's just somebody's too
I
lazy
think
to
we
take
allow
care
it
of
to
it.
go
Advice for that.
It's,
under your property, but I think that then the zoning
If
ordinance
it's in
allow
their
to
home.
put, like, for sale signs, garage sale signs up.
Their own property.
in their own. Oh, yeah.
it's under H.
Somebody
Under
else.
H, yeah. It's under H.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just gets out of line.
No more than 7 consecutive days removed within the 24-hour period, hours ending on the sale.
On the
Yeah.
private property.
Oh, it does.
On H.
Oh, you're on H on the front page, I'm
Yeah.
on H on the second page.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what right now, we have to go.
Right.
take it down. I guess we put on your property, we'll take it down.
Yeah, really. There's $100 worth of roofing nails in that one. It is, it's horrible, the weather's like, you know what, it's from,
Oh, old charm there.
Yes,
See,
it
that's
is.
quaint.
And they're galvanized, they won't rust.
Exactly.
You know, some people come to the ladder and put it up so high you couldn't reach it, you know, and it was there for a couple of years and fell off.
Oh.
Is this going into effect like when you vote on it tonight?
No, it gets published in the paper.
And so I guess I'm just asking, maybe we want to scratch out the part about flashing, intermitting, or moving lights, that would be, you know, someone signed uptown?
Where is that in there? This must be an old copy then, because that is out of it. So I apologize.
This is the one I got last night.
Okay, then this is, that is out of it, I can promise you that. Thank you for noticing that, Missy. That was taken out actually years ago. So we're finding.
3C?
Yeah,
Sign
yeah,
containing flashing
that
are
was taken out.
prohibited.
I'm glad you noticed it, because there's
That was
something.
removed a couple of years ago.
Couple years.
We were on the plan.
Yeah, yeah.
So, we want,
See, it's been eliminated.
okay, so C is no longer there.
3C, cross it out.
Yes, we will find out why that didn't get updated. I blame Rachel that she wasn't here. I think we blame.
But are they gonna be permitted then?
Oh, yeah, that was happening. We dealt with that way back when Chris Corbett put his sign up.
Okay,
Remember? Way back.
okay.
So that's it.
So
I
then,
wondered, if-
so then the motion would be to approve this as
Minus
corrected,
3C.
according to what we have? Or is it already corrected and we don't need to?
That is how it appears on our website, so
Yeah.
if we want to correct it.
We will post it as, we will take it out and post it in the paper with it out of there, which is the way it truly should be. So I guess if we want to say it as amended here tonight, fine, but it truly has already been done, so we're kind of doing it twice here. Yeah.
Because apparently this wasn't on this.
That's on the, that's the choose.
Exactly.
That's on
Right.
the-
I make a motion to approve that as amended.
I don't think so.
support,
Motion by Bodley, second by Batterbee. All those in favor?
I like that idea. It was Clark, not that.
Just change it.
Geez, you're always chasing them around here. Even Mullens, oh,
Who made the
I-
motion?
Rachel's got it right. Thank you. I'll listen to one more. Okay. Joe, you want to take care of D?
What is D? Approve, okay. As everybody knows, we put the 2000 Chevy truck up for sale. We put it out there for bids, bids come in. Before we open any bids or decide, does anybody have any recommendations, any qualifying materials, does somebody want to say a minimum bid? Do we give preference to somebody who lives in the village versus somebody who lives, say, in Detroit? Does anybody have any preference?
I don't think there should be any consideration, anybody that wants to buy it ought to have it.
First bid, first come, first served.
I myself would put a minimum bid of $2,500 on it. I think I could park it out by the road for $2,500 on it.
Yeah, for sure.
That's my opinion.
You bid $2,500.
I didn't bid it, because I don't want it, but I think if I put it for sale sign on it, I could get $2,500.
I was,
What year is it?
I
Is it
personally
2000?
was thinking $2,000, but.
2000?
What?
The water truck. No, what is it? What year?
2000.
2000. Yeah.
2000 Chevy
Yeah,
Silverado,
so,
3/4 ton 4x4.
88. Well, mine.
87,000 miles on it.
Oh, jeez.
Yes.
Brand new tires.
That's what I'm saying.
Silverado.
You know, it's got brand new, it's got brand new tires.
So the name.
Yeah,
but
but
it
more than
doesn't-
25.
you can't go.
What year is it, John?
It doesn't have the
2000.
box.
2000?
Yeah, probably down a little, but.
I think 25 is fair.
When you look at the blue book, I mean, to actually put a blue book on it, no, because it's been altered with the utility box. But if you go to like Craigslist or you go on, and
None of the bids are.
the price varies so much, and it's all more what is it worth to you that's buying it, or what is it worth to someone.
I'd put it in favor at this point. I mean, that's what I would say, if they don't give 2,500, we, first person gets $2,500, no more bids. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, I think we could do that.
You're putting it at 25? or
Well, that was my suggestion, so we have to vote on that, and that's.
So, okay, so
Let's deal with that first.
I wanna know what the outcome is, if we vote $2,500 is the minimum bid, and we open those envelopes, and the highest bid we have is 2,200, what then do we do?
Then what I would do, I'd put the truck on Craigslist for $2,500. I mean, we've been through the bidding process.
But it just seems we're going through another hoop. I'm saying-
What are you gonna do if you say no and some of the highest bidder there's $200? I'd feel pretty crazy giving it
Well, I'm just-
$200. We
I
don't know
agree
what's
with that,
there.
but-
That's what I'm saying. So that's why we have to pick it. If one's 2,400, we'll think, wow, but we can't go backwards once we're
Mhm.
picking them out. I'm comfortable myself with the fact that I think we get $2,500 out of that truck.
I'd say 2,000 myself.
But you saw, ask Rob what he sold this one.
But it had a box on it, but I got
Okay.
39 out of that.
The box is got valued by box.
199 with 167,000.
Yeah, we're selling like 87,000 miles. You can buy a box for what, like $300-400 on junkyard?
Probably.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
Sam, did anybody contact you to look at the truck?
One person.
Okay.
How many bids are there?
Yeah, good question, how many bids are there?
I'm not even gonna get into it until we decide what we wanna do for criteria before
How
the
many
town
bids you
hall.
got, Joe?
I wasn't gonna tell them until we decide the criteria.
We can see him from here.
Good night, guys. All right, we got 2 bids.
It'll go
I mean,
faster too.
I hate to see us get, like I said, sell the truck for $200 because we don't do something, but I also don't see a big reason to sit on this truck either and do nothing either.
Well, we can't give it
No,
away.
exactly.
So-
Because it's taxpayers' money.
2,000 is plenty, I think. It'll go faster.
It'll go faster for $5. I mean, I'm just saying what I thought was a fair price that I think we could.
I'm not against it.
Yeah, but a guy bidding on it's not looking for a fair price, he's looking for a deal.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not a used car dealer.
Well, you
That's
are
what-
now.
No, what
It's
we're
not
doing now
your
is we're
truck,
spending
it's the village.
taxpayers' money right now. I mean, really, we are.
Did anybody look up the blue book on it, or have an idea what it really
it's
would
so
cost,
far
or
out.
anything it is, or nobody, it's
It's
just
not even a fair
trash?
estimate.
There's nothing covered under it in the blue book, and it's municipal, so it's.
Right.
It's been modified and
It's just
You can't figure out the idle time on it.
whatever you can get.
Yeah, you can just hit the hour.
Yeah.
One on it.
They always say municipal vehicles are worth less, that's because they say that.
I'm not against
You
it.
know?
I still think
We don't get 20-foot single black.
if you
That's
try
because they run through municipal, like, we will not sell our brand new trucks for what they think they're worth as a municipal truck.
We've already got it.
You know what I'm saying, that's what I'm saying.
But
Yeah,
I
but they're
don't
not,
think
they're
2,000.
not gonna state that this one is cheaper.
I would.
They would think more if they're getting a good bargain.
That's what I'm saying, that's why I keep saying, they've got a heck of a truck for $2,500, in my opinion.
So are you making a motion to set a minimum bid at $2,500?
I will make a motion, we set a minimum bid of $2,500.
I'll second it.
Second,
I agree
motion by
100%.
Kruse,
Like you said, we're
second by
gonna take-
Thier, all in favor?
Aye.
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 All opposed?
Aye.
Motion passed. Anybody like to put any other restrictions on the bid? Like Joe said, if we open them, do you want to give favor to local people? If one bids 25 and one's 25.50?
the 2550, I think we had a competency hearing before we saw it.
You know, a lot of other places they do, they give consideration to local bids, it's the local taxpayers that have paid for it.
I think we're in a couple $100 over it. 25 or 27 is local versus Traverse City, let's give it to the local guy for 25 or gal, whatever.
So what's the?
Make the motion.
Make the motion, what is the cost difference and?
No, geez, I don't know.
Just allow us the right to do it, we don't have to put a
Yeah.
dollar amount on it, we can discuss that if we know after we open it, right? So a motion by Thier to
Local
give
if
consideration of the bids to
Stay locally.
local residents.
Now, is that within the village or is this local period?
49622.
I like that, see, that's pretty good. Is that your motion?
Sure.
49622?
That was just repeating what.
I like to.
Do
I like it.
you see your discount or?
Bill.
Multiple cards.
So,
We give consideration to
senior
bids when they're
citizen
local.
discount.
I mean, we can accept a higher bid if it's from a local contractor, so it seems fair that you accept local bids the other way
well, I
around.
definitely think this is fair, so.
All right, let's open them.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Motion by Thier, second by Chapman, all in favor? Aye. All opposed?
Holy crap.
Are you okay today?
Open the envelopes.
Open the envelope.
Okay.
Which one was like number first?
I
heard there's
one
like two.
envelope, okay.
I think we should.
And I don't think we should say anything.
No.
names until we decide
If
to
there's a white
Yeah.
powder.
accept a bid,
Scott.
whether or not, on the
See what the
49622.
two bids are.
Okay, guys.
Hopefully they're $3 grand.
So we're opening these, make sure, before I do it, 2,500 minimum, and we are going to consider local areas
Over.
first.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so the first bid,
49622.
49622. First bid on the Chevy truck for $22,605.99. Okay, so
Whoever that is, I'll thank you.
first bid was for $2,605.99.
This is like Price is Right. Don't mean to make a joke, but
It's out of the full run.
Second bid, $1,976.
let's get something about the truck.
So I don't think we need to,
No, that bid's
worry
out
about it.
because it's
Okay,
below
It's on the
2,500.
criteria.
the second bid is below the 2,500, the first bid,
Did we get the
winning,
laws?
yes, the winning bid goes to Mark Shelley.
Don't keep it local.
Mark Shelley,
Who's that?
yes, Mark Shelley, Stacy Conan's boyfriend.
Oh, yep, yep.
And we do want the 99 cents.
Yes, if you, yes. So I will give this back to Rachel, she can contact Mark and let him know, or I'll talk to him tomorrow.
I'll accept a motion to approve the bid of, make a motion to approve that bid.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the bid of $2,605.99 to Mark Shelley.
Second.
Motion by Bodley, second by
Batterbee.
I was gonna say it till you did it. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay. Item number E.
Thank you.
To appoint Melissa Zelenak to the Planning Commission. Planning Commission met last night and approved Melissa onto the Planning Commission. Recommended the council appoint Melissa Zelenak to the Planning Commission. So I will make a motion to appoint Melissa Zelenak to the Planning Commission.
I'll support that too, yeah.
Me too. Batterbee for
Second
everybody.
by Clark. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Missy.
Thank you, guys.
You're welcome. Item number F is to approve an event permit. That was my idea, and the whole reason was because there was confusion with the car showing the closing in the street, and I thought, we need something, and there's no fee, there's nothing, it's a simple, I'll pass it up and down, it's one I truly pulled off the internet, I don't even know if I changed it to simple, like I did it. But it's just so simple, it's just so we know, so they know we know, or anybody planning an event like the fishing tournament, so Scott knows if we need more police protection, we're not controlling anything by it, we're just saying, that way we gather information here, and everybody knows. No, like I said, no fee, no anything. Just,
I'm not sure that's the exact format we want. It looked good when I seen it, but I think Ken's right, this is a great thing to do, so there's no confusion with the overbooking of stuff, especially our pavilions and other things, so.
That's what
That helps keep track of all
did
that.
did I not change it yet?
On Chelsea.
I didn't want to go that trouble, so we approved it.
Yeah.
So I robbed it from Chelsea. But I think it's pretty, it's cut and dry. Simple
Black
and
and white.
easy. We
It's
don't,
done,
yeah. Says we can acquire insurance if we choose to do so, you know, but most events we wouldn't. John, I'm sure Scott would love to know what events are going on, or police protection events, you know, anything.
During the events, are you gonna allow the truck?
I think that's a good idea.
I would guess that would probably be under their peddlers
Yes.
ordinance, right?
Or those-
He was wondering about the peddlers ordinance and this permit, that's a whole separate permit though, right?
Yeah, peddler's ordinance would be.
In regards to what, I guess I missed the first part of it.
During the events downtown there, you're gonna allow the peddler's license for the.
Well, I think if chamber events, I don't think it applies to the peddlers, it's the door-to-door part.
That-
It's
that would
in
be a good
conjunction
sign
with
to
the
where
chamber
it's
and stuff like
door-to-door,
that.
right?
You know, like some guy making caramel corn or something like that.
Yeah.
They're not gonna require.
Well, that would be a good
Like
question.
a good humor truck?
Not if it's running all over town, but if it's within, if it's something that the chambers.
Yes. Peddler's ordinance was going peddling door to door, right? Yes. Not setting up downtown at any event.
Because if they're gonna set up an event, they're already gonna be in conjunction with the chamber, they're gonna know who they are, they're not gonna have these people just flopping in the middle of the night.
So if the ice cream guy's got a permit to peddle his ice cream in town, is that entitling to park downtown in the event?
Not unless he's
That's what-
part of their event, I guess.
That's
if
what
it's their
I'm going
event.
ahead of time, because you're gonna say, you know, you can't do this, and he's gonna say, I got a permit, that says I can.
He doesn't have a permit that says he can park downtown and sell ice cream.
Well, he can peddle his ice cream.
Yes, door to door. Doesn't mean he can set up shop downtown at an event, right? It doesn't say.
Well, I don't know.
Well,
Great area.
Well, that's an interesting question, you know, what is stopping somebody saying, on this day that we close the street down? What is stopping somebody from saying, well, you know, I'm already parked here, I'm gonna stay.
Bill's tow truck.
No, I'm serious, I'm just asking the question.
Oh, there you
Then
make
they
it.
close the
Yeah.
area.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not in the
Almost
restricted area, but
It gets posted the night before, any vehicles left there will be towed.
if they don't have to have a permit for that event, then, you know, they can take advantage of your, you know, people used to do that at the Traverse City, at the State Fair.
I agree with Bill.
All those trucks that park up and down there, the drive coming in and out, they stop that, you have to have a permit to.
That guy comes in here and pulls that peddler's permit, and the chamber has a sponsored event, just like the car show. He goes, one parking spot off the main drag and parks, what tells him he can't sell the ice cream? When Suzi's already got vendors coming in trying to sell ice cream to promote it better.
You're right.
Well, then we just don't issue.
Bill's
peddlers.
tow
Bill's
truck.
Bill's tow truck.
You know, the state of Michigan allows people to park on the road and sell products out in the street.
No, we put in a criteria, you cannot get a
No, I
peddler
mean,
permit on a day of an
I
event.
can't believe the
In
state
the villages and-
doesn't have something that says you can't do it. You tell me I can go set on 88,
Well,
park an
that,
ice cream truck and sell ice cream on the street.
but if we shut 88 down, you park, we don't have anything that says you can't park on the side of our street and sell ice cream during her chamber sponsored event.
But if they don't have a peddler's permit.
If we don't
But if
let
they've
them have,
already pulled the permit, well, say they come in here a month ago and pulled the permit. So they wanted it for the next 30 days or
well, if
60
we
days.
deny any peddlers permits on any day of an event.
The peddler's permit has nothing to do
That's
with parking downtown.
So,
No,
No,
It's a
don't.
whole different.
Not
Well, and that
restricted.
would be, that was my other thing, our peddler's permit is only door-to-door sales, correct?
No, it's
Or door-to-door
an
to,
ice cream truck or.
that's door-to-door, that's driving around. If they go and park, are they still peddling under our peddler's permit?
No.
I think it-
They gotta park when they sell it. They can't
They gotta
keep
be-
driving.
I would say, yeah,
your
because
kids throw your butt It's $2,
And if-
solid
You know,
dollars.
people keep walking up, they're gonna keep sitting there
I
until.
mean, I think this permit is a good idea, and we need to have something like this in place.
You know, just something to think about, you know, it hasn't happened here, but it certainly.
it's always the first time.
But this permit isn't gonna change that, Amy.
No, no.
No, I think that.
I just wonder what the criteria are for the permit. Is it like when someone's gotta close the street down, or is it when the Masons are having their flower sales, or the Girl Scouts are doing something on the corner? I mean, what's the criteria for someone to come to you and fill out this form?
Cool. Close the
The
road.
event.
I think all of that
The
stuff
event
fall
permit.
into it.
Pardon?
Kinda all of that would fall under, I guess my opinion of the event permit is what is needed from the village for an event to be held, you know, police closing the streets, that kind of stuff, is more what I think we're looking for, isn't it?
Public
I
property.
think you gotta have some criteria, you know, I mean, are the Masons gonna need to come and do a permit? Are the Lions when they sell their chicken, or what's your?
It's the threshold at which a permit will be needed. Is it the Girl Scouts on the corner?
Yes.
Is it the pancake breakfast day,
Yes.
when the guy's out there looking like,
Maybe it should
Uncle
only be
Sam.
if someone's gotta have
Yeah.
village services, then they go do the permit. Like if a street needs to get shut down, or the snow moved, or, because you're gonna
Or they
probably
use our
freak
pavilion,
people out
or
if
they.
you don't let them.
Yeah, but I really think if somebody wants to use the park for a wedding of 300 people, we should know about it.
Well, your criteria would be.
I mean, that's what I'm saying,
services
Scott
and
knows,
public
there'll be a lot of
property.
traffic in town, could be
Right.
parking problems. You're right, we should define what we mean by event. You're absolutely right.
So we wanna hold off on this for a little bit to
It's a
find
good
the,
idea, I think.
fine
it's
tuner.
easily a lot. That's a good idea.
since this is a communication with everybody, maybe the communications committee should look at that.
I have a question.
Well, too, maybe bring it, sorry, Suzi, to the DDA, because they're gonna have events and things
I
too. It
think
might be
we
worth
could,
talking
and the
about it
chamber,
both.
we all talk about, yeah, what do we want to define an event? I think we all agree it's a good idea, I hope, but we have to define event, you're right. We don't want to go after the Girl Scouts because they didn't fill this out.
Or the Lions.
Scott to do that.
Shake them down for.
We'll
bring Bob in.
We'll confiscate those.
The 4th of July, if you close the street down for the parade, you know, say for example, you have all these other vendors that park uptown and stuff, they fill that out?
I think the person sponsoring the event would. And that's the other, I guess we gotta look at that is how do we stop people from using your event?
piggybacking?
Yeah.
Okay, that, I like that.
I say
Well,
Scott
maybe
gets
we
on
can
his own
get a-
ticket book, starts walking around the vehicle doing an inspection and says, well, stay going.
We also-
No, but no,
Yeah,
those
when you
are.
give the peddler's license, you may put an exemption
That's
for organized events.
You're part of the chamber, you're selling ice cream.
I thought we had one deal where
Smart
they
outside.
could
Yeah,
not
so we gotta
go to
find-
Girl Scouts.
They have to get a permit to.
But I thought we said definitely we did not want anyone going to go to the event for a couple of years. Not even, not give them.
I don't think we have, I don't,
We have to have a permit.
yeah, I think it's.
Yeah, but I didn't think that we were going to allow it.
We're an event.
I don't remember if that
Because
was.
there was a few
we
years
don't want-
ago, we talked about sitting, somebody could come in and go from door to door around here, you know.
And that's, I think that's when Scott really got into researching the
Right.
Bedell permit, and that came about from that.
Okay, all right.
So if somebody wants to do legitimate go around selling their wares, then they have to have a permit.
I had a guy over several years ago, bang, bang, bang.
Maybe peddler's ordinance should say that their permit is not valid on any day of the event.
Right.
If it's Fourth, no, I agree with that, so if it's
I think
4th of
you
July.
What would happen if someone came to you and you denied the permit? I mean, what's the criteria for denying it as well?
You can.
No, we don't like you, you know, or
Well,
no, you're
there's a-
serving the wrong
there's a-
beer, or,
For the peddler's part of the.
no, I mean, for the event permit that
Probably
we're
unless it
speaking of.
conflicted with another event.
Yeah.
So it's already scheduled, it probably wouldn't be denied.
No.
You know, we couldn't tell the
Well,
Nazis.
there's obvious things that we could deny us an event permit for, safety issues or whatever. I mean, there's obviously, there's gotta be things that we can't.
And you could do
Not
that
that we would, but-
based on the fact that you know what car show is coming.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't see a problem with that. I think if you define your event permit as public services or public property, then that will keep the.
But then again, that would go back to, say, like the Masons, when they have their flower sale and they set things up out on the sidewalk, with little flowers on the tables, do they have to fill out a permit?
Yeah, they wouldn't have a problem doing it anyway.
Okay, that's why it's gotta be so simple. It doesn't
Right.
have to-
Right.
It's free, and you guys can say, yeah. go ahead.
Yeah, it's gotta be so simple.
Yeah, we would-
Well, if anything, it'll be good, because you'll be able to put any event on the website as a public service, that's.
Yes, and we'll know about it, we'll talk about it some more. I just want it really plain and easy and simple and, yeah, I just want us to know about it. I don't even wanna stipulate we can deny you because of these reasons, I just wanna say, come and ask us, can you hold this event, or, not even ask, but just let us know. Yeah, we've never denied an event ever. but it's a good idea to know they're happening.
Accountability issue there.
That would be opening some can of worms.
Do it or-
We're gonna look at the permit and think of.
I want
Handle that.
one place that we went to.
There's kind of communication between everybody, yes, I agree. So I move, I accept the motion to table.
Help with some of it or something, or your committee or whatever.
I didn't realize
Oh,
that.
hey, wait, make a motion to that? Okay. Accept the motion to table the event permit.
Yes.
Postpone it, table.
Table it till next meeting, yes.
Okay. Postpone.
Can't use table.
Can't be table.
No.
Postpone.
You're
Oh,
postponing
excuse
it
me, I
until
will
the date,
postpone.
until the date that we
Do you have a motion?
Yes.
By Clark to postpone the event
I'll
permit.
second that.
Second by Batterbee. All in favor?
All right.
I thought that'd be easy. No, thank you. G is to approve the new water ordinance.
Oh, that.
Sam, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but it came to our attention, talking about water lines freezing and all that. We've always assumed, and it's always been general practice, that village responsibility stops at the property line. It wasn't clearly spelled out in the ordinance. So Brian Graham's recommendation, Brian Graham has sent us a new water ordinance that does specify that. And that is truly all that's really changed.
What does it specify again?
The village's responsibility stops at the property line.
Okay.
There are some other little things we'll have to work through within it. I'm sure he wants to make sure, but we know that anything we specify, like you need a permit for this, that we have that in place.
Yeah, them are a couple of questions I came up with. On page 2, it says a water and sewer clerk means the employee designated by the village council to administer this ordinance. I would assume that would be Sam as DPW supervisor, but is that the person we're gonna use, or who is gonna give out the permits or whatever?
Isn't Sam the village employee designated to administer the ordinance?
I would think so.
Okay. Okay.
Can I call clerk?
You can call it.
You can call me anything you want, buddy. I really don't.
Been done, Sam.
Well, then,
Sam's tired.
Stand up here, let's go.
It really don't matter.
and then just as, I think in page 7, there's a reference to that about the permits. What are they, where are they gonna be located at?
At my shop.
Okay, and readily available, okay. And we have, according to this, there's like 4 different permits that are in this, them, you'll get worked out then? Okay.
We'll come up with something. You already have a couple of them down there.
Okay.
Permits for easement and permits for water. New services.
Yeah, we made what, 2
Petitions.
changes after Brian sent it to us?
Yeah.
Really small changes.
And then some of the other changes were.
Monthly,
Yeah.
and the size of the service.
Said we bill monthly, which we don't, we bill quarterly, so you gotta change them, size of the service
Yep.
line, we don't tap anything under 1 inch anymore, so just
So those have both been
little
changed.
common things,
Yeah.
nothing important was changed in it.
Nope.
Outside of the property line specifying.
But that really didn't change, it's just now very clear about
It's
it.
just real
There
clear.
was always this.
Property line and building plumbing is specified real good.
Yep, I didn't get it. So I would accept a motion to approve what will be ordinance number 1, 2014. Motion by Thier, second by Chapman. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Then at the same time, item I is to approve a water resolution. At the same time, in 2000, I believe it was 12, we changed our ordinance to give us the right to set our water rates by resolution. What we did, we looked at that, that made us look at it to make sure it was right, and we realized that item F had not been included in the resolution to set the rates. So all it's changed is item F has been added, which has always been in place.
Make motion, we accept the resolution. Resolution 1 of 2014.
I'll second that.
Motion by Chapman, seconded by Bodley? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Passes. Thank you. Item I. I'm not sure how far back, a couple months probably, Missy, the DDA applied the Main Street program, and we're accepted now as it's a formality, basically it goes through, there's a resolution that needs to be signed by the village president to allow them to enter into that Main Street program, they've been approved for it. So I accept a motion to allow me to sign that resolution for the Michigan Main Street Program Associate level for the DDA.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Batterbee,
Second.
second by Chapman, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. I have no other action items, if nobody has any more. We move on to old business. Everybody should have a copy of the Employee Policy and Procedure Manual and a Village Council Trustee Policy Procedure Guideline Handbook. Those need to lay on the table for 30 days, so we don't really need to do any more than say, there they are, take a look at them, we'll vote on them next month. That's the one thing that has changed in them, is whether or not we're gonna require them to lay on the table for 30 days if we wanna make changes. I think it changed to by majority vote.
Yeah, the way we read it is that, or that was written in, was that the manuals can be changed at any time by a unanimous decision of the council. Any split decision would require the books being laid on the table for 30 days. And then it would be in a majority, yes.
So I would just look them over, any questions, say so, and hopefully next month we can approve them.
Is it out for public comment? How does public get a copy of that? Is it on the website or gonna be on the website?
No.
or-
Nope, I don't think it's gonna be published at all.
So no public comment on
No,
it?
because what it truly all is rules that we agree to abide by as a council. I don't know if anybody else even puts theirs out there, I really don't. No. Employee policy? No, or trustee policy.
Trustee, yeah.
What's that?
Unless someone has an opinion on that.
What's that? I didn't hear the question. I heard
Yeah,
Melissa's
that's
question
what
about
it
it,
was.
but
That's,
oh, I didn't
No,
hear.
I was talking about trustees policy.
I mean, they're foilable if anyone wants to see them. I don't know if we want to put them on the website. I don't know, it doesn't, it truly, you guys speak up, it does.
But there's
They-
a current
the
version
current-
already
there
on the
is a current
website,
version
but
on
the
the
draft
website.
is not, is what I'm
But
getting
they
at.
are on the website?
Yes.
Then the new one will be on there. I honestly didn't realize it was on
Yeah,
there.
there is a current version on there right now.
Are the changes major between the old and the new?
With the, you'd probably see the biggest change in the trustees, because, under state statute, the, so I'm trying to look for, think of the word, basically disciplinary action towards a trustee.
Can't
You
happen.
can't, there's, all you can do is recall them. So while it was spelled out in our books, how they can go through grievance procedures and you can't do it. So that was removed. That would probably be the biggest change to any of the
We're
books.
not US Senate, we're gonna keep-
Yeah, no kidding.
So no, I apologize, I didn't know they were on there, so we will put them on there. And we have even, Rachel.
And we wanna make sure some of them get a copy to look them over, so they've got any questions or whatever. So.
Okay, any other discussion on them? Hey, Rod, do you wanna talk about the camera?
Yeah, I'll talk a little bit about it. I looked at numerous cameras, reviewed numerous, from $60 to $2,100. I've got a couple of quotes here from Mr. Corbett from CTSI, which we'd have the tech support. These are all his wholesale costs. There's one for $395, it works to 14 degrees Fahrenheit. There's one for $612, but it has a heater. It's a networking camera. They're both HD, they're both Wi-Fi. Kind of entertained with the idea, but it's up to you guys. Maybe if the chamber wanted to go in 50%, it's gonna be live streaming, they can have it on their website, we can have it on our website, nobody can manipulate it from either source. Mr. Bedell is more than willing to let us use, for a trial run, because I think the best way to showcase our areas is showcase or start with the lake before downtown, you know? I don't know, it's my opinion, but he's willing to let us use his Wi-Fi, his 110 at no cost. We can also tap into Wi-Fi in the campground, but Chris is highly recommends either one of these, and he knows, we all know he knows it inside and out, so.
If we don't get one that operates below 14, it wouldn't have worked all night.
I know, that's what I thought,
So what was
but
the-
this one here, since spring's coming, if we chose to do the one for, say, $400. And we can always equip it later on, the heater, they have a heater and blower, it's another $280. You know, maybe, but, you know, it's just something to throw around, but I think it'd be nice to go on the Central Lake Village site or the Chamber site, and you can go to live stream, it's the lake, and it's HD, and you know, they're getting pretty sophisticated with these things, and we see it on the news every night.
One thing I would like to add to that, if we, when the skating rink does get up and going, that'd be a wonderful spot. It would be wonderful to have people come up and, oh, Central Lake ice skating rink. Lights, kids playing, it'd be wonderful.
Where else on the lake? You'd be pointing to the lake?
It'd be right, you know, when you go across the bridge, it'd be right on top of where Walt's new house is. You'd want right there, and it'd be looking right down Intermediate Lake, be able to see the campground, boating activities. I mean, people can sit in their living room watching fireworks if they wanted to, if they're,
Be looking
you know.
around about it.
I mean, just, but that's all I got. I don't know if we wanna discuss it
So
anymore.
6 for the camera, but free otherwise, no Wi-Fi, no electricity, no nothing, only $600 to have a camera hooked up and ready to roll?
The one for $612, that is equipped with the Arctic rated housing.
Right.
It's a little more sophisticated. That's actually the one Chris recommended.
Well, like Bill says though, that we could only shoot
Right.
half the year if we had the crappy one, so.
It's a little pricey. You know, if we wanna do two of them, one in town and one down there looking at the lake, it's gonna be a $1,200 bill. And not to say if we mounted one on a Masonic call, it's gonna look north down Main Street all the time, that, you know, we're not gonna have to pay for Wi-Fi and everything there. We can actually access our Wi-Fi in Thurston Park, so that's already ours.
That's shut down.
But it's off in the winter.
It's shut down in the winter.
I know. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
But Walt's more willing to let us use his too.
Did we look at any other sources for cameras or anything?
I looked at quite a few of them.
Did you?
But to read on them all, some of the reviews are just horrible, because your tech support's horrible. Try to talk to somebody that sold you a camera in the Philippines or something, what do you do with it? This here, if something goes down, you call Chris, he calls Scott in Virginia, and Scott says, do this, and it's running in 24 hours.
Oh, I definitely agree with local support, I always like, you know, like that.
And this is his wholesale cost, so Chris gets wholesale costs like a retailer, like a Best Buy or whatever, so. He says he pays maybe 5% over what they would, so it's about comparable. So that's, who knows what that is, if you put 50% markup on a $400 camera, that's a pretty nice camera you're getting, so. I looked at Sony's, I looked at everything, and it's just, it's hard to go online and really research it all, because there's so many negatives.
What brand is this?
I got them somewhere.
I know all this, I know absolutely nothing
So,
about
well,
cameras to that point, so
I knew nothing about it.
trust in
Yeah.
Chris Corbin. You know, I have to go to somebody who
They could be
knows
moved,
what
Rod,
they're
to
doing.
different
I don't
places.
All you do is plug it in 110, if you got Wi-Fi, you
Yeah, I don't
can use it
know.
anywhere.
I don't know about that anyway.
You could
So
get
as
five
Sam was saying,
before
we
they
could
read
at some
it.
time put it on the skating rink.
Yeah.
But if
There's a picture of
there's
it here.
Or we could move it to Mortensen's on their light pole and pull off their Wi-Fi.
Right there, yeah.
Yeah.
That's, I mean,
That would be the way to
that's
go.
your Wi-Fi. You plug it in with a 110
I'd love to see
outlet.
the village figure out a way to buy two of them.
So I would love to,
I
I would love to
would.
buy one to start with,
Mhm.
you know what I mean, to say, okay, we like it, it's a good camera, it's working great, let's talk about it.
How close do they shoot up? I mean, is it gonna see someone coming out of the bar? You know what
Probably.
I'm saying? I mean, that might not make some people happy.
I record that one.
What it's also gonna see at Walt's is all them little son of a guns that are throwing all their rocks off our break wall on the ice every spring. That drives me nuts, I'm sorry.
I'm not gonna sit there and watch for it.
No, I'm not.
So, but you want basically
What
watch.
are we getting these cameras for?
You know what they did do though, is they caught the guys peeing.
Does it record? I mean, do we save the data, or just For
It's
live
just a live
streaming.
stream like you
So
have.
someone would have to be watching if a crime committed,
Well, I couldn't really get into that because I wasn't looking at that point
well,
of it.
I don't know, I
It's
just.
not really for security, it's for promotional purposes.
Sure, but there's no expectation of privacy.
Exactly.
I think that- I
There's
think it's
probably a
great
privacy
idea.
issue with that if
Well,
you're,
there-
like, I don't think you could do it.
Right.
I could Google a lot of towns and watch it
No,
downtown.
you can't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rob, what was the cost of the base, the first one there, say we wanted to get one and get it hooked up?
$395.98.
That's without heat.
That's for the one
Oh,
that's
for
not
the
gonna work
heated
6
one,
months out.
$600.
That's what I'm-
$612.
Yeah, so you need roughly $1,000 to get one set up to see how it works.
Well, I don't think
This is the one for
he'd be
$612.
diplomatic about
And then another,
So that's what they're doing.
so if we, like I said, so if we give $1,000, because you'd have some cable.
Let's all itemize.
I would, not $400.
He recommends
Well, I'm
this,
sorry,
yeah,
it
for
comes down
$612.
downstate.
I mean, it can't cost much to hook that up, right?
No, he said it's
It's
one,
Wi-Fi.
110 of Wi-Fi.
Because then I'd ask the question, do you
But I
want to
think
look at the solar boards and all that, or are you looking at, because you do solar boards and power supply, and you don't need anybody's 110. All you need is that Wi-Fi.
Yeah, but does it record? Does it record and keep the data? Will we have?
Oh, yeah,
lots of
anything
user
with town, we got
info?
power.
I think we should go with Walt Bedell's for now, at the 110, and not deal with the solar panels for right now.
Oh, just say, okay, yeah, I'm just saying there is some options too.
Joe, let us know up there.
Because
Oh,
solar
he's-
cells are gonna
He's
get.
so excited, he asks every time I see him, he asks me about it.
Yeah.
Well, the best way to find out without.
So let us use them, because we have somewhere right
Oh,
by our
it gets
camera.
live feed if we
Or are we gonna have to run 110 somewhere?
Get one that records.
You know what I'm saying?
data.
Well, he just said we
Okay,
could
so
use
we,
it,
that
so I
could
don't
cost us that cost, but that's not much.
So if we said $500 for the one camera to get set up.
$612.
$612.
612. Yeah, 612.
Okay,
Right.
so you need.
And that comes out of
So $700 to get one camera up and running.
The cost of installation with cost of installation.
Chris had probably
I'm
solved
not
this.
gonna worry about it.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
And like Chris was one that suggested it, maybe the chamber would want to cut half. Yeah.
Well, it's not mine.
Yeah.
And we can, I think that's good, because maybe we could even get the DDA to get involved with the one down.
I asked Corey and he said the funds probably aren't available to do that right yet. But
We just proposed the budget.
How can live streaming work?
Budget for
They
it.
got plans.
What do we have to do?
I'd have to, once we get there, then Chris, he said it's simple to hook up.
I mean, I don't know anything about how you get it.
Some,
How do you get it to live stream? Do you know that? I mean, what is?
yeah, it's your webpage, so you put in your IP address and it goes right to your IP
You
address.
don't have to go through like YouTube or?
No,
Anything like that?
The only reason we go to YouTube is because we gotta download to our computer and then upload to the internet. But that camera, that can go Wi-Fi. We could, I mean, go live.
It's like 9 and 10 News, they're live streaming right to their
Right.
TV station, and that's the only one that can
So
intercept.
we have to set up something on our website that it?
Yeah,
goes
you'd have to
to?
link it to it.
You just link it
You
to
have to
your
have something
IP
installed on the website, right?
website.
Something on your computer maybe to be able to process the video. and-
Well, that's
Maybe
the
it's
biggest
Maybe
thing that
Flash.
you run into, the problem. Apple software don't support Flash. So if you record and you're running it in Flash, nobody with an Apple product's gonna watch it.
There's a house right down here, Ken, on Intermediate Lights, got a camera sticking out his basement window, going out Intermediate. Out down by Gary Pretty's house, you just gotta type it in and pull it up on your laptop.
It's kind of like a nanny cam. You just put in a IP
I think it's a
address.
great thing, and maybe we'll have some trials to get it working, and
Chris is more than willing to do anything we want.
so are you making a motion to spend $700 for one?
No, because I'm presenting it.
Because the finance person thinks we could probably find $700 to put a camera up. So if we were making that motion.
But that's no other cost other than the camera, right? There's not gonna be a monthly cost that we don't know about for some weird thing.
Well, why don't we make that into it?
Oh, wait, we don't pay for tech support or anything, Chris says?
That's what I'm saying, that's the price of camera. I said, once we decide, well, we're gonna have to find out on that. He said, he really didn't elaborate on having to pay nothing to do it. He said it's simple. He goes, I can get it hooked up for you, so. You know Chris, trying to pin him down to get a lot of.
I hate to have
that can be difficult.
I'd hate to have a camera at $650 sitting there and then don't have the money to.
Let me do a little more, let me get a little more information.
I've got something on the table though right now.
You've got a motion on
I got
the
a
floor,
motion
it
on the
has to be
table.
addressed.
You gotta rescind it if you wanted.
Has it been seconded?
I guess.
Decided already. Can't do this.
to.
you want me to repeat myself? Is that what you're asking?
The motion was to buy the camera?
Yeah, $700.
I'd feel more comfortable to rescind that until we find out.
All right, I'll rescind
I
my
would hate
motion.
to do that, and then they say there's
You
a
said
$100 month
rescind
tech
it?
support.
All right.
Oh, crap, yes.
I tried to get home last weekend using
Jeez,
Virginia,
oh,
so I couldn't get any more information from him.
I think it's a great idea, but I think there's some unknowns that we asked about the hookup and getting it hooked, streamed to our
He told me,
website now.
the way he explained it to me, it's a matter of like an extension cord, you plug in the wall, and you put in your website address, and it's streamed right to it. He said it's the simplest thing, but
He's more concerned about the tech support,
Yeah.
there's a fee for it, I just wouldn't wanna pass it not knowing if there's a fee or what it is.
Or a warranty, like what if the thing dies in a month?
We'll postpone it all at once.
It'll be no different than you put the camera in this wall and shooting your meeting live, would it?
No.
What would be the difference?
In what?
If you put a camera in that corner and did live when you were doing your meeting,
Yeah.
it'd be the same thing.
Inside, this other one's
What would
outside.
you add to it? You shoot it out live, it'd be the same thing.
Okay. so
Is
we
it just a
can-
fixed
yeah, let me talk to him.
camera that you would you point it in one direction and it would stay
That's the way I see it.
shooting in that
This
direction,
is
or would it be
permanent,
something that
doesn't
you could
rotate.
change remotely, perhaps, or no?
You could probably
Okay.
change
Could
it,
if
but
you
you
want.
can't
Big
have 30
stick,
people
you're
looking
gonna
at, trying to look at something different.
No, I
If
don't
we
mean
see
the- I
somebody
don't
in
mean-
town
I'm
carrying a
sorry.
big long stick,
I don't
they're
mean
moving the
Can of
camera.
spray, I don't wanna be on TV.
I don't mean the viewer, I mean the people, if you decide, hey, we're looking, down straight up Intermediate Lake right now, we're gonna change the focus a little bit and look over, there's some eagles that have been over near the park, can somebody remotely sort of change the
I don't think we should do that, because then you'd have,
angle?
No, she's not saying D people, is there?
They're saying like.
Like
Like tech support, can they?
Whoever the tech
You'll
person
be able-
is, the
yeah.
Or
operator.
can get a manual be done? Pretty, it would really, if you want to, really fine tune it.
The way you, when it mounts, you're gonna probably, swivel base type mount, you're
yeah.
gonna,
You're gonna be able to adjust it to wherever you want.
yeah, I mean,
That's what it's mounted right there.
yeah.
Where you can
Tip down, tip up,
Oh, right, you can
just
mount it
about
any
like
way
the
you
tripod
want.
mount.
So you'll fix your position.
So that's
and
kind of
then you'll
picture,
look at that
capture
spot.
some of the
And
lake,
tell somebody
the
physically
campground.
what
Gets up there
Yeah.
and changes it.
Cause I've got a pretty wide field of view, we'll try to get most of the lake, plus the campground and the watch.
Okay, got it. So you're looking for a motion?
I had a heck of a time getting this done, so.
Oh, we got a phone order, yeah.
I don't even want to set a max, I really don't know what text part might be.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. So I'll make a motion with both,
He'll do it for nothing.
Um,
He'll do it for free. I was trying to get.
oh, it's just a discussion anyway,
That's the name of the chili.
So I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll support
Oh, we gotta do, no, we gotta do,
Yeah.
we gotta do public comment.
Oh.
We gotta do public comment.
Exactly.
We're not public comment right now.
Public comment.
I had some for lunch.
Second.
Motion by Bodley, second by Batterbee, all in favor?
Aye.
Remember, we have a meeting on the 20th.
20th.
Next Thursday.
We have meeting.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
I don't have to eat.
I'm sorry to get more on that.
No, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, well, that was